It's the 25th of December of the year 1066, and William, Duke of Normandy, has just been crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey in London. William's victory at Hastings against Harold Godwinson gave him the crown, but it was castles that made it possible to keep. In the months after 1066, the new king began to nail England to his rule with earth and timber. At Hastings, stockades rose first, forward depots for grain, horses and steel, able to watch over the beaches where his fleet lay. From there the line crept east and inland, Dover on the cliffs above the strait, Canterbury on the road to London. The message was simple. Every gate, every crossing, every market town would now live under a Norman shadow. London was too tough to storm, so William went around it, then came back with stone. On the north bank of the Thames, he planted the seed of a fortress, the site that would grow into the Tower of London. It was one of dozens hammered into the map. Windsor to hold the upper Thames, Winchester over the old royal treasury, Oxford, Warwick, Nottingham, Lincoln and Cambridge along the spine of the roads. After the risings in the north, 2 castles flanked the Ouse at York, like teeth in a jaw. These first fortresses were quick work, the motte-and-bailey. Men heaped a steep mound from soil and timber, crowned it with a wooden tower, and fenced a bailey below. They could be raised in days, not months. Garrisons moved in, markets drifted toward their gates, and royal officials found walls to work behind. Later, as revolt ebbed, the timber hardened to stone. Castles were not just symbols, they were machines for daily control. A constable held the keys, a sheriff held the king's writ. Together they taxed, judged and kept the roads open. Local lords owed castle guard days of garrison duty or money in its place, binding the new aristocracy to the royal defence. Where a strong point grew, houses were sometimes cleared to make room, markets bent to the castle's expansion. On the frontiers, the design sharpened into a strategy. Along the Welsh border, lords built a ladder of fortresses, Chepstow, Monmouth, Hereford, Shrewsbury, Ludlow, each a springboard for raids, and also a refuge against counterattack. Rebellion shaped the spread. Exeter defied the king. It ended with a castle in its heart. The Northern Firestorm 1070, the Danish fleet in the Humber, the burning of York, brought a brutal answer and more fortifications. The fens around Ely held out longest. When the Marsh Islands finally fell, the causeways stayed and the garrisons remained. By the 1080s, England bristled with hundreds of such sites, most small and wooden, a chosen few rebuilt in stone. Together they rewired the country. The old earls could no longer raise independent warbands without meeting a gatehouse and a killing ground. A relatively small Norman elite, spread thin but anchored in keeps, could rule a much larger group of people. Look at a modern map today and you still see the pattern. Towns wrapped around mottes, streets funneled toward baileys, cathedrals paired with castles like book and sword. Hastings made William king. Castles made it possible to rule, felt in tolls at the gate, heard in hoofbeats on a drawbridge, seen in stone against the sky. Through them, conquest became government, and England became Anglo-Norman.